Russell Crowe talks about the 6 worst actors from old Hollywood. Russell Crowe was born with the full name Russell Ira Crowe on April 7, 1964 in Wellington, New Zealand, and has been known as one of the most exciting and talented actors of his time. Even though he was born in New Zealand, Crowe lived most of his childhood in Australia, where his mom and dad worked in movies and TV shows. Growing up around entertainment helped him fall in love with acting and telling stories. When he was a teenager, he was already making music using the name Russ Lorak, showing a creative side that would later help him become one of Hollywood's biggest stars. His childhood, filled with moving around and being around art, gave him the tough energy that later became something people recognized in his movies. Crowe's early acting work started on Australian TV shows during the 1980s, where he was in shows like Neighbours and Police Rescue. His big break happened in 1992 with Romper Stomper, where he played a violent gang leader. The role shocked people watching with its raw power and brutal honesty, but it also showed Crowe's amazing talent and dedication as an actor. Movie critics and filmmakers right away saw that he was not just another new talent. He was a powerful force who could fully become any character. The movie earned him the Australian Film Institute Award for Best Actor and made his name known as one of the most exciting actors in Australia. Hollywood soon heard about him, and Crowe's worldwide career took off with L.A. Confidential 1997, where he played a tough but good-hearted detective named Bud White, acting alongside Kevin Spacey and Guy Pearce. Crowe's amazing acting made the film better, which became both loved by critics and made lots of money. He followed this with another great performance in The Insider 1999, playing a whistleblower named Jeffrey Wigand. The role showed his ability to mix smarts, control, and deep feelings, earning him his first Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. Critics loved his incredible transformation into the real-life tobacco worker, and audiences started to see Crowe not just as a tough action star, but as a smart actor who could handle difficult, mind-bending dramas. But it was Gladiator 2000 that launched Russell Crowe to superstardom. His acting as Maximus Decimus Meridius, a betrayed Roman general looking for revenge, is still one of the most famous performances in movie history. Directed by Ridley Scott, the film became hugely popular, winning the Academy Award for Best Picture and earning Crowe his own Oscar for Best Actor. His powerful presence, real emotions, and physical hard work made Maximus a symbol of honor, loyalty, and strength. The performance not only made his place among Hollywood's best actors, but also defined a whole generation of epic movies. After Gladiator, Crowe kept up his streak of powerful roles in films like A Beautiful Mind, 2001, where he played mathematician John Nash. The film was both loved by critics and deeply touching, earning him another Academy Award nomination. Crowe's acting of Nash's brilliance and mental problems was hauntingly real, showing his ability to show weakness beneath strength. His work with director Ron Howard was proof of his range and hard work, and the film further proved that Crowe could become any role with amazing believability. During the 2000s, Crowe's career was filled with a bunch of big films, including Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World, 2003, Cinderella Man, 2005, and American Gangster, 2007. Each of these films showed different sides of his talent, whether as a strict naval captain, a struggling boxer, or a conflicted cop. He also worked many times with directors like Ridley Scott, creating one of the most successful actor-director partnerships in modern movies. Beyond his serious work, Crowe showed a talent for gentle humor and character-focused storytelling, proving that his artistic skills reached far beyond the intense, serious characters he was best known for. Away from the camera, Crowe is known for his musical hobbies and deep love for the arts. He has performed with his band, first called 30-Odd Foot of Grunts and later The Ordinary Fear of God, showing his passion for songwriting and performing. His dedication to both music and film shows his identity as a true artist, one who always looks for new ways to express himself. Despite his sometimes reputation for being moody or outspoken, people who know him often say he is loyal, thoughtful, and deeply dedicated to his work. In his later years, Crowe has moved into more grown-up roles, playing characters of wisdom, power, and deep thought. Films like The Nice Guys, 2016, and The Pope's Exorcist, 2023, show his continuing ability to change himself and adjust to new movie styles. He has also stepped behind the camera as a director with projects like The Water Diviner, 2014, showing a new side of his storytelling skills. Russell Crowe's marriage to Australian singer and actress Danielle Spencer was one of the most talked-about relationships in the entertainment world, bringing together two well-known talents from film and music into a partnership that for many years seemed both passionate and solid. The two first met in 1989 while filming the Australian romantic drama The Crossing, a movie that marked the start of Crowe's rise to fame and also the start of their long, complicated love story. At the time, both were young and just starting to make names for themselves in the business. Their chemistry on screen turned easily into real life, and they began dating soon after. But as Crowe's acting career started to speed up worldwide in the 1990s, their relationship was tested by time, distance, and fame. Despite several breakups over the years, their connection remained, strong enough to bring them back together many times, proof of the deep love and shared memories they had built. By the early 2000s, after Crowe had become known worldwide for his performances in L.A. Confidential, 1997, and Gladiator, 2000, he and Spencer got back together on a deeper level. This reunion ended in their marriage in April 2003, held at Crowe's cattle property in Nana Glen, a country area near Coffs Harbour in New South Wales, Australia. The wedding was small and heartfelt, attended by close family and friends, rather than a large Hollywood crowd, something that showed the couple's preference for privacy and realness over glamour. Their life together in the countryside was very different from the flashiness of Hollywood. They focused on family and simple joys, often staying away from the public eye to raise their two sons, Charles Spencer Crowe, born in 2003, and Tennyson Spencer Crowe, born in 2006. Being parents became a grounding force for both of them, with Crowe often saying in interviews that being a father was his greatest role. Despite their love and care for their family, the pressures of keeping a marriage going with global fame and demanding careers eventually took their toll. Crowe's constant filming schedules, often needing long stretches away from home, and Spencer's own musical work and commitments created growing distance between them. Over time, their relationship changed from romantic to something more like deep friendship and mutual respect. By 2012, reports came out that they had separated. Though both stayed very quiet and respectful about the situation, Crowe publicly said he felt regret that his career often kept him away from his family, saying in one interview that if he could change anything, it would be to spend more time with his wife and children. Their divorce was finalized in 2018, ending a marriage that had lasted 15 years, though their connection, especially as parents together, remained strong. Even after their split, Russell Crowe has spoken fondly of Danielle Spencer, often saying the big influence she had on his life. He has described her as a person of great grace and talent, and their relationship as one that shaped him deeply, both personally and in his art. For her part, Spencer has stayed equally respectful, saying that they continue to share love and support for their children above all else. Their after-divorce relationship has been filled with maturity, warmth, and a shared understanding that they were an important part of each other's lives, even if not meant to stay together romantically. In a recent Very Honest interview, Academy Award-winning actor Russell Crowe shocked film experts and Hollywood insiders alike by naming what he called the 6 most evil actors of old Hollywood. Known for his outspoken personality and fearless opinions, Crowe didn't hold back as he talked about the dark, hidden side of classic Hollywood, a time that is often remembered for its glamour, grace, and elegance, but rarely for the mean behavior happening behind the studio gates. People forget, Crowe started, that behind all that charm and shine, there were some very cruel, manipulative, and downright evil personalities running wild in the industry. His statements have since brought back conversations about the true cost of fame in the early decades of American movies. Crowe's first mention was Errol Flynn, the swashbuckling heartthrob who defined adventure films of the 1930s and 40s. While Flynn's on-screen charm made him an idol for many people, Crowe described him in very different terms. Flynn was magnetic on camera, Crowe said. But away from the camera, he was a storm of arrogance and selfishness. He manipulated people, used his fame to get whatever he wanted, and left a trail of destruction in his wake. Crowe pointed out that Flynn's charm often worked as a weapon, allowing him to get away with behavior that would destroy others' careers. He wasn't just reckless, he was dangerous, Crowe added. Next on Crowe's controversial list was Joan Crawford, an actress celebrated for her talent and glamour, but well known for her alleged cruelty, especially toward those closest to her. Crawford was brilliant, but she ruled her world with fear, Crowe said. She was obsessed with control. Everything had to be perfect. and anyone who crossed her paid the price. Her ambition came before love, before friendship, before anything human. Crowe acknowledged her skill as an actress, but felt sad about her emotional coldness. You could feel the steel in her eyes, he said. That wasn't just acting. That was who she was. Crowe then turned to John Wayne, the American icon of rugged masculinity. While Wayne is still a symbol of patriotism and heroism, Crowe challenged that view. Wayne represented America on screen, he said. But behind closed doors, he was ruthless, prejudiced, and unrelenting in his judgments of others. He destroyed careers just to prove his power. Crowe suggested that Wayne's public image as the ultimate tough guy hid an intolerance that pushed away many of his peers. He played heroes, Crowe noted, but there was nothing heroic about the way he treated people who disagreed with him. The fourth name that Crowe mentioned was Bette Davis, a legendary performer whose fierce independence often bordered on intimidation. Bette Davis was both genius and tyrant, Crowe said. She could cut you down with a single line on or off camera. She thrived on conflict, and she believed cruelty was a form of strength. Crowe admired her artistry, but was bothered by her methods. I respect her work a lot, he continued, but if you look at how she treated people, directors, co-stars, even fans, you start to see how much of her life was built on being in charge. She didn't want equality, she wanted submission. Crowe's fifth choice, Clark Gable, came as a surprise to many. Often remembered as the charming Rhett Butler from Gone with the Wind, Gable was, according to Crowe, a man who could smile while stabbing you in the back. Crowe described Gable as a master manipulator, someone who used his good looks and power to control others. He had this easy devil-may-care charm that fooled everyone, Crowe said. But behind that, he was cold and calculating. He treated people like props in his own story. Finally, Crowe named Marlon Brando, a figure whose genius changed acting, but whose personal problems left chaos in their wake. Brando changed the craft forever, Crowe said, but he also destroyed people around him emotionally, professionally, sometimes even spiritually. He played mind games. He thrived on making others feel small. That's not brilliance. That's cruelty disguised as depth. Crowe thought about how Brando's huge influence also kept alive the myth of the troubled genius, excusing toxic behavior under the disguise of artistic integrity. I've seen people justify evil because it comes wrapped in talent, Crowe said. That's the greatest lie Hollywood ever told. In closing, Crowe offered a serious reflection on the price of fame during the Golden Age. These people shaped movies, no doubt, he said, but they also showed us the darkness that comes when power goes unchecked. Hollywood wasn't built on dreams alone. It was built on control, manipulation, and fear. And if we pretend otherwise, we're just romanticizing evil. His remarks, equal parts respect and condemnation, painted a haunting picture of an industry that thrived on both beauty and brutality. A world where the spotlight lit up talent, but also cast long, terrible shadows.